the things, that's one of the goals. Today, the goal is self-hypnosis. But we're going to also work with some of the problems, Annie with her hearing and wanting to lose weight, and having some the software changed for her self-esteem. Same thing, except for we're going to work with the eyesight too. I just said the eyesight for both of y'all. I didn't. You said there's something wrong with your eyesight. What's wrong with it?
I'm not quite sure. I haven't been back to the eye doctor.
But there's something wrong?
Yes, because things are blurred, and I've already had the cataract surgery for both eyes.
So they can correct that. The cataract surgery that they do, we can ask for the...
So the astigmatism is still there because at the time I had it, they couldn't, the lenses didn't.
Weren't y'all instructed to turn off your phone?
I love your sister.
I know, isn't she wonderful?
Girl power.
There is definitely too much estrogen in this room. I know, we're the only alpha males here. It's like, wow, we've fallen among the estrogen zone. You better not be recording this.
Yeah, I am. But I can edit it out if you want.
I hope so, because the people will get the wrong idea.
You were saying we want to do hypnosis, self-hypnosis, so I turned it on for that.
You got that on tape?
Yeah. So I'll turn it off to.
And they know it. So we use it. Okay? So if I'm to be the teacher, then that's who I am. I change those hats, I become that. If I'm to be the one that's learning, I change that. I don't tell stories.
Me either.
Well, now I am really surprised about that. Now that you should have gotten on tape.
I did.
And now you should turn it and put it on her so that we know who that person was.
There it is, right there.
Because we know you're not alone. You have Barbara over here. That's not Barbara, that's Cynthia. Barbara's the one behind the camera, which you may turn it around and show yourself.
Okay.
But we're going to be working with Barbara later, so.
Okay, but they're good stories.
So should I show
I just want to make sure that you understand my stories are excellent. And they need to be told, they must get out.
Is it warming?
I'm just.
Warm or too warm?
I'm warm, but I'm going to adjust my body temperature because that's what I
That
do.
stripping, that scared me for a moment there. Go naked.
I will not be streaking today. Although that is one of my qualities that I have done in the past.
I'm recording this.
Well, that's fine.
Okay.
There's others out there that have streaked too. I'm not by myself.
Many have come before you.
Many have been before me.
Oh my
I have
gosh.
shown the moon to most people that I know, whether they wanted to see it or not. So whatever you want to do to make yourself happy is basically it. Make yourself happy.
I'm turning it on again because I found out they come in sections, the little thingies.
What little things?
The video clips, they're all in sections every time.
Yes.
So, okay, so this is a new section now.
Okay. Yes. So every time you turn it on and off, it's a new section. It
Right.
doesn't continue to
Right.
connect with the other.
Right.
Okay. So anytime that y'all need to go in to the restroom, please go ahead and just get up and go. It doesn't, we're not going to edit you out or anything. It's okay. Unless y'all want me to just make y'all hold it.
That won't happen.
Oh, you challenge me? We're going to work with you with your problems, which happen to be you have put yourself in a toxic situation. You did it. You have to admit to it. Because you did it, no one else did it for you. You chose that toxic situation.
Oh, you mean with my mom?
I don't know who it's with. But yes, whatever toxic situation you put yourself in. And diabetes is the same thing. It's a lack of love,
A lot of that got.
lack of sweetness in your life.
Oh, really? My mother and
There's
A little bit
yeah,
with
and
my
with
mom, yeah.
and maybe with your son. There's definitely things that need healing.
Yeah,
is
yeah,
it?
there's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
I would break down a lot of it sometimes.
So yeah, you're right on the, and going back, most of my sisters the same way, in a toxic situation. And so, and I'm in a toxic situation. So, and I put myself there to learn these lessons from, but now I'm thinking that I've learned everything and I've made those changes that I needed to make. So now we have a new story going on. And so Cynthia, would you like to share with us your story?
Yeah, so it really.
Wow, everybody's in on it except for me. So what is it?
Well,
What are y'all holding back?
Cynthia was telling about when you did the soul-to-soul connection between her and her son, and
Oh,
it
yeah.
was strange, the same as Carol and her son almost. And she's like, so we're telling the experience of how, and then now they're talking.
It changed immediately.
To a level that was like almost unbelievable.
Yeah.
That could you would not, from where she was,
No.
you would not suspect that all of a sudden it changed
Yeah.
with all
'Cause-
of the players.
Yeah, and his wife, but then we tried to do my daughter, but they said she wasn't ready yet.
Right.
So,
So, but maybe she's ready now. We don't know.
Yeah.
Closer. Like yesterday, I felt, and I keep getting like December. She's coming. Like all this
Yeah.
is affecting her. When you had that yesterday, like Ron said, I felt that she's having those feelings too. She's falling apart. So
okay.
it's all coming together.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
You helped her
Yes.
release stuff.
Already.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yes,
That's what was going on.
All right.
I know.
Yeah, because we used to, we both loved that movie, and she was, I don't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can, because you release, but notice that it doesn't affect you quite as much as it did. It's still affecting you. Like I told you, stuff will come up and you go, oh, I recognize that. Voices, come on in and talk to us. We're ready to hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot I was gonna close the door. I didn't know it was gonna work that quickly.
Voices from the deep within, with words of wisdom.
Oh, that's me. Okay.
Okay. All right. So,
No, oh,
Uh-oh.
Are you okay?
yeah, I just don't want you to start with that.
so we're gonna have pizza today.
Yeah.
You have.
No.
I brought something, but
No, we're not having pizza?
Yes.
Lunch to check.
I think we're.
No, we're gonna take care of it. We did that already. We did some of that. I'm going to take you and find out.
My stomach was the flattest this morning it's been in a year.
Pull your
Is
pin. Did you
everyone
bring a
hearing
pin?
myself? And
Yes.
That's why we need to get
I love
too.
you.
Wow. See, I'm the opposite. I
Okay.
think because of Texas and stuff, I think I put some on it.
Oh.
So I'm all like,
Would you like to use one of my tools?
No, I just need to try another one.
That's what I keep saying. Just me. I mean, okay.
I love that song.
I love that song too.
That's for all of you.
I know. I saw it when she brought it out. Yes.
Imagination is the highest kite one can fly. That's true.
Ah,
That's great.
I could not have imagined this happening, but yet, wow, how great is that?
I know. That's great. My daughter would love that. Yes.
I love it too.
I love it.
I love
When she brought it out, I
slide that over
See,
to
when you
you.
said it plays the whole song, you like things that play, that
Yes.
brought that to my mind.
Yes.
Slide it over to you.
And then when I saw it sitting there, I
So you
thought,
have
this is for the
where you
girls
can.
today, so y'all are
You don't
all
need that.
friends.
So you have a point of reference. Okay.
Okay.
So bring it up neutral. And then ask for, is it okay for you, has all the allergies been removed so that you can eat the pizza?
Have all the allergies been removed so I can eat the pizza? Yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Isn't that a good
Wonderful.
feeling?
Yes, it is.
That's awesome.
Yes. Okay.
So we can also let you go into trance, you let yourself go into trance. We can ask your higher self too for
Yeah.
confirmation. If that's what
Yes.
you would like, we can do that.
Well,
But you,
this is good.
that's good for you, but that's fine.
Um,
And that confirms what we did, the work that we did, removing all the allergies and stuff that you had. And so how are you feeling after
Yeah.
all the allergies and stuff?
Great.
So,
Mm-hmm.
there you
Yes.
go. Isn't that neat?
You look
Each
different,
one.
too.
Yeah, you look better, you look younger.
Yeah, you look younger now.
Yeah.
Since the first time.
I thought she looked
So-
brighter today.
Yeah.
Well,
I did
now,
too, and the kitchen, I
yesterday,
kept
what
noticing it on the
surprised
road.
me,
Yeah.
I've done a lot of work releasing from the ex-husband, the toxic relationship there. He was a control freak, among other things. He could have changed, I don't know if he has, but anyway, I was going to work with Ron, and for some reason, it's like I was back with him, and my thoughts scattered. I mean, I could not remember one word. I could not remember how to do the Elman induction and put him in. I just couldn't do it. I mean, the words, it's like,
The hand, bringing the hands together,
Yeah.
which I had just showed her,
Yeah.
it just went blank.
yeah,
So
I
there
was
was-
totally blank. And then it's like, I really wanted to cry, and I was trying hard not to.
Oh, yeah, I really want to cry. Just
And
cry.
so,
Please let it out.
Yeah.
and so on the way
I will
home,
only make fun of you, you won't even feel a thing.
Yeah. Just cry.
well, on the way home, because now I've done a lot of releasing after I left. I got a picture of him from the lawyer, his driver's license, and I put it on the floor, and I got the flask water, and I beat the hell out of him. And I told him everything I ever wanted to say but couldn't, because I knew when to shut up and when I could say something. And if I said something
Right.
when I knew I shouldn't have, things got worse. And so she worked on me yesterday with my son, because I'm thinking, since he is a Libra, he chose to come in
The balance. of the
and
turbulence.
learn balance between two opposites. And I did the best I could. I did what I could in my way of thinking to protect him from seeing the need to kill his father. And I didn't see any way out without other people getting hurt. But when he threatened my life, things were so that I could leave. So I took the purse and the car keys and left, and never went back. I didn't even get, the lawyer wanted a list of things. And I said, no, I don't want it. And he says, kept on. And I said, I don't want it. I'm not going back. I know what he's
Don't
capable
want those
of.
attachments.
And I don't want any
Right.
of that. And boy, I'm tingled as you said that. Because
Yeah.
now I finally sold a piece of property that was in just my name. I couldn't get anything because everything was so convoluted. And so, but I said, no need to go back, because when he squeezed my face and wanted me dead, and I could look in his face and I thought, those are the eyes of a madman, which
Yeah.
told me that again.
Yeah.
And it's like I heard the handcuffs being undone. So I know I like to keep promises when I make them. But it was time to go,
Yeah.
and I left. I was a basket case, but I left. And my son had moved back to North Carolina, he and his wife, and so I went to their house, and from there I went to Emerald Isle, and then the ex was 3 counties away looking for me. He even got my cell phone number, which nobody was supposed to get, so. and hired a private investigator to follow my daughter-in-law, which scared the bejesus out of her. And within the week, she had gone back to Pennsylvania. And so my son was in the Coast Guard, and he went back after he could. And I went to Western North Carolina, and from there I came here. And so I have been guided to come here because when I left, I heard in my head or somehow to find out who and what I am. A Virgo is supposed to be in charge, but I didn't want to be in charge. And with him, I was never in charge, or so I thought. But maybe, anyway, there's a lot there I don't understand, but I know that I asked him to come in and teach me this lesson. So I have thanked him for that, but I just know I've got all the rest of the world. I've got all the rest of the world to live in. He wants to be there because he feels like he has control. My 2 sisters and brother live there and their families, and he will actually follow them around.
Oh my Lord.
Go to their houses at night. I didn't find that out until after I left. And so, wow, I'm getting tingled again. And so he comes to me in dream time still. And sometimes it's like he comes and I'm asleep. And the last time I talked with some friends about that, I was on a narrow bed and he came to my left side and he was talking, but all of a sudden my throat started hurting and I couldn't talk, but my eyes were closed, but I acted like I was stone dead, didn't hear anything, paid no attention to what he said. I just knew he was talking. And since I didn't pay any attention, he reached across the wall and knocked my calendar off the wall, and then the dream ended. So that's something about time. I feel like I've seen
But since then, I've worked with you, and all that has been released. So.
And so there were just a few cobwebs yesterday, and so they were all gone, and so I cried on the way home.
Good. And then when you got home was when you beat him?
Oh, well,
No, that was beforehand.
Oh, okay.
She got found out right away.
And
Whacked that boy's butt.
Yeah, and I walked along the coast of North Carolina every day except the one day it was pouring down rain. I could walk in the snow. And the whole time I was going, I was crying and up and down, and I was calling him everything but a child of God, so to speak. But I was letting that out because it had been stuffed in me for so long.
You should be so proud of yourself because that took great courage.
She is.
Oh,
She
yeah.
really is.
Yeah.
She feels really good about herself.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Great
And that
courage
came
to
through
leave with
yesterday.
nothing. That's
So I knew that I would be taken care of, and I knew I had to find out who and what I am. So I started with the money that I could because we owned a business and it was sold, but he got that money. But one time I did get down to $5 in my bank account. I had reversed some numbers and made a mistake, but I realized the rent is paid, there are groceries in the house, the car is full of gas, and so I'm okay.
I'm taken care of.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I said, but maybe next time I'll just remind them sooner.
Right.
But
I would
you
like
have
a
to
little
learn.
extra so I feel comfortable with it, which is what I do.
And so I learned to do that.
Yeah.
And so now this time when I asked to become more intuitive, I thought I was eating healthy and was feeling pretty good, and all of a sudden, from here to the tip, my hands swelled up. They wouldn't bend. They hurt 24/7, and everything I knew didn't work. I know some things about herbs, and I thought I was eating right and lots of veggies. So I went to the doctor, and they gave me the shot of prednisone, and it immediately, within 30 minutes, started feeling better. And so I thought, okay, this is good. Well, a month later, it was back worse, and the prednisone didn't work. The other stuff they gave me didn't work, and this new doctor says, we don't know what's wrong with you. You have something out of the ordinary. And they did all the tests and showed what it was not. I thought either the rheumatic fever came back or the Lyme disease, or I didn't know what. And so the test didn't show, and so they sent me to a rheumatologist, and he says, you have arthritis. I says, but I've been told that a long time ago, so why is it hurting now? Well, during all that going on, I heard in my head, since I had asked to be more intuitive, for me, I had to stop eating meat because I was more empathic than I realized. And the fear that had come back to me was the fear the animals felt before and as they were being killed. And that's why I felt guilty when I ate the meat. It's like, I can't stand it. I don't know why. Even fish. And I love salmon. So I went a couple of weeks, ate one serving of salmon, and in 30 minutes my hand swelled up again. So I said, okay, all right.
Message received.
I said, I understand now. So no more meat, and I'm good with it. You help me. I'm type A blood type, and I can be a vegetarian anyway, naturally. So I'll do it. And so I looked, did the test, and I was too acid. So I said, okay, I'll alkalize the body. There are books to help you do that, so that's what I've been doing. And there are lots of plant proteins. I eat lots of nuts, but some nuts can start migraines, so I pick and choose. And so that's why I don't make a big deal of it. I usually bring something to eat in case my hand gets shaky, blood sugar gets off. And
But
so,
we've changed all that.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
now,
yes.
all that is released. She can eat meat now. She can do any of that. And she knows that she's supposed to bless everything and give gratitude for it. So she automatically is doing that. Goes out to the universe, and so now it changes. Remember, everything, we can change it
Yeah.
on a molecular level and cellular level. And that is what happens. That's when I have shown y'all through doing the demonstrations and everything that you do make these changes. Okay? And so you are making new connections in your mind and new connections throughout your body. And so you get to choose now. No longer will she be governed by all this stuff. Everything came to her to teach her lessons.
Right. And help you wake up.
And help her wake up, exactly. And so now she knows to put the best things that she can in her body, but she's not going to beat herself up if she eats a piece of pizza with pepperoni on it.
Right.
Or if she eats a piece of fish. She's no longer going to take that on.
Right.
She's giving gratitude for that organism and all the way, and it goes back through everything. From the beginning of it, and all those who have handled it, who have helped brought it forward, the gratitude goes out. So for everyone to enjoy that. And so now, with that, she doesn't have to deny herself anything. Nothing will affect her anymore. Because she knows who she is. And she's in control. She will not beat herself up over eating something that in the past she knew, and most people don't understand the connection that on the cellular level, when you eat a piece of beef or pork or any other animal, including fish, which I go back and forth with that myself, you know, but I understand that I need to give them gratitude. And once I've done that, then it's released. Okay? And so they're taking on, when you eat stuff like that and you don't do this, you're taking on their cellular level, everything that they experience, and including the fear and everything. And so that has an effect on you.
But what came, because I was always blessing my food, and I think.
But you were not blessing your food as God.
Right.
From the ass, right.
Well, that's
No.
true. That's true. I was blessing it, and I thanked him
And so
for
that
lending
doesn't
its
work.
energy.
If you bless it in somebody else's name,
Right.
Oh.
You're giving that power out.
you just gave that power away and said, I'm not God.
Right.
And so this person has to bless it for me. Whether it's Mother Mary, whether you say I'm blessing it in God's name, but you're saying that God is separate from you.
Right, so we've closed that gap.
So now you close the gap, you have become God, you know you're God, Now it's a whole new playing field.
It is.
That is true. Okay. That little difference. Minute. Well, some people might.
So
call
did
it
y'all feel
minute, but
the
it
truth
makes a
bombs?
big
Yeah.
difference.
As
That makes
I've been reading Your Sister Loved Me, book 3 of Conversations with God, and I love it because I think in each book, when you first open up and God's describing her or himself, he calls it the wonderful, the magnificent me. I know who I am. And it's
Right.
like, oh, I love reading that. Every morning I'm like, I remember that runs through
I
my
know,
head.
I want to listen
Wonderful,
to them again
magnificent
too.
me.
I just love them.
That's who I am.
And that is how you should be talking to yourself.
Yeah.
Telling yourself you love yourself.
Yeah.
Hugging yourself. I do it all the time. I just don't let my sister catch me doing it. Yes, I do that. I do that. I love you, Ron. I love you. You're such a wonderful
It's
guy.
one
You're
thing that
great.
I've done.
You do the right
Hug
things.
myself and love myself. I love
And
it. I
it's-
used to go out and get and that made me feel
fear.
safe and
When you
comfortable.
do that,
and
you can't
really
be fear. You know
And
who
I
you
would
are.
do that with my
It's hard to
son
be fear.
and
Even if they
kids.
tell you that
I
they're
did
coming
it
to
with
take you
kids.
off to jail today, and you just go with
I
the
was
flow
there
and you
with
take care of it,
Right.
you know? You
We're
know?
not supposed to live in fear. In fact, I'm going to wear that T-shirt I've got. Fear is
If you
for
have to go to jail for something you didn't even do,
entertainment purposes only. So,
Oh, I like that.
and that's all it is. And you get to create whatever you want. The excitement and stuff from it, go ahead and live it. But don't let it control you.
Yeah.
You either have faith or fear. You
I
can't
tell you
have
something else that we as Christians say all the time that is so,
Bless your little heart.
no. I think
that's
that's
a
the blood of Jesus.
Oh, the blood of Jesus, yes.
And we think that after that, that's gonna take care of whatever situation that is. Well, Jesus didn't shed any blood for us to put it over everything. He's our brother, it's just like us.
I know.
If I go and slaughter you, am I gonna take your blood and put it over because you're gone? Am I gonna put it over something that makes it all right?
So my sister understands that there's no right, there's no wrong, there's no sins.
Right.
If there's no sins, then Jesus couldn't have died on the cross to save us from our sins.
Right.
Correct.
I could have a V8. So that's why I say the most important book that I read was Anita Morjani, because that was when I first caught on
Right.
to that concept, and all of a sudden it just made sense.
That's
Mine was
mine was
Conversations
conversations
with
with God, and
When I-
everything changed up. Same
Oh,
thing,
yeah,
same
whatever.
ideas, same everything, but it woke us up. It was
Yeah,
like,
whenever Tom came to me and
yeah.
this was really, I know you don't want to hear stories, but
No, this is storytelling time,
Okay.
because, I need to say that, Margaret Ann, are you going to go get the pizzas from
I
Brooklyn?
am going to go get them. I
You am?
am. going
And
to
so-
go.
so
I
I'm
asked
going
you
to
several
order a
times at lunchtime
vegetarian-
Yesterday, and you never answered me.
I'm answering you now.
yeah.
For myself, today I want a vegetarian pizza. Now that's just how I feel. That's what I want. Y'all can get whatever you want. You can get it
She's not
loaded.
ready to test the waters, okay?
And so I know my
Yeah, I'm
sister,
vegetarian.
and sometimes who did I show the? Barbara. I showed her all the pies in there.
Yeah, those are for diabetics. We try to keep as many as we can in there.
So I showed her all the pies. I do not deny myself anything. I know who I am.
right.
And so I can change what happens to my body. Okay? And so when I bless the stuff, I bless also my body to take it in and use it in the best way that it can, and then whatever is left over to eliminate through waste. And I give gratitude for it. I give gratitude for my body and everybody who made it, and the berries and stuff. That's all understood. So you put that out the first time, okay? And then you make that your intention for that to be every time that you say, I bless this. And then that's all you have to do. It's understood. The universe knows what you're talking about. I bless my clothes.
Well, and back to conversations with God, but one of my favorite things from book 1 also is he says, bless all, because all is the creation of God.
Yes.
Not some,
Everything.
bless all.
Everything that is and everything
all.
that
And when I
isn't.
think of all,
Right.
I'm like, everything,
So-
all is
Even the Bible
everything.
says that.
So it was told.
Conversations with
Bible,
God.
even the Bible says that.
It was told to me when in doing a session about God. I wanted to know about God. Okay? So, comes in. Comes in and says, I am not that. I am not this. I am everything.
Yes.
So that was the first time when I questioned who the I am is.
Yeah.
Who are you? I am. That's what came back. And it's like, I don't know who I am is. You know. And so it's, you know me by many names. I am everything.
Yeah.
Well,
That's it.
I just
That's
remembered
it.
in book 1,
Yeah.
he said, when he said, well, explain it, and he said, I am everything that is. And he says, what do you mean? He says, I am everything that is not.
Right. And
Everything you can see,
Yes.
everything
Thing
you
that you
can't
cannot
see.
see.
And
I
he says,
am.
love isn't the absence of, it is the sum total, and that is
Yeah.
me. And I was like, that's right. It's the hate, it's the right. He said, I'm all of it. He said, that's the sum total, not
So
the absence
understand, then God has a dark side. We have a
Yes.
dark side. I will tell you that you should love each side of you equally,
Yes.
or you will become out of balance. So just release whatever it is, bring it in. So that's what we're doing. It's a dance. We go back and forth until we find the balance,
Yeah.
with a little bit to the happy side.
Yes.
That's how I like to
You're
play.
picking
What
and
it,
choosing, right?
you know?
You're picking and choosing, just like you said to do for everything.
Yes.
You're picking and choosing the parts
Master
of you that
choose.
you like, that make you feel like you're where you want to be as a person.
And it's okay
You're
to
not
be angry.
condemning what's there. You're just saying, well, I prefer to like study a little bit deeper on this part of me because I like this part, the way it makes me feel.
And my sister's, that is correct. That is exactly it.
And I'm also in conversations with God, but I also read, which you have the book.
But you've also read Paul Selig, too.
read a lot.
That is another set of books, Paul Selig,
They're wonderful.
Selig.
Those are the ones you told me about.
What is it?
I haven't
What are the
gotten
names
to it yet
again?
because I'm trying to
Paul
work out-
Selig,
Right.
Selig. You want to know who you are? He'll tell you. And he gives you God. He's having a conversation with God. God
Yeah.
comes through and says, okay, do this, do this, do this. Now you're open. And he opens you up. Just the energy off of the book and holding the book makes changes in you.
Yes.
I got it, man.
It's one book?
No, it's 3.
Oh.
And actually he's coming out with a 4th one.
And don't forget Esther Jerry Hicks and Abraham.
I don't know.
Maybe this is what-
I love listening
This
to
is
the
Another
conversation.
channeling of,
Right.
of God.
Come on down, be the
This is-
next contestant.
This is
Now,
the second
on the-
book.
On the,
Okay, the first book is just telling you I am that I am.
It starts with the I am.
Yeah.
That's book number 1. And he refers to book number 1 in here, so do not do that.
Oh,
Not me.
Too late.
Oh,
Not
it's-
stress.
oh.
It's
I'm a
you.
Virgo.
It's,
This
the
is
camera's been
just
rolling the whole
for
time.
us, so you're here sharing with us. This
You
is
won't-
not
My
for-
voice is sharper than
You
I was
won't
only
be
kidding.
in the
I was only
final,
kidding, but I
you
want-
won't be in the teaching video, you'll just be in the,
for us.
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
us.
just for us.
Because what you say is important.
Yes.
It's not by accident
That you're
you're
here.
here.
Right.
It's
No.
but you don't look
Yeah.
like.
I love that color
Yes.
on you.
And
right.
you look wonderful.
You look very mean.
Seriously, this is his second book,
Make sure she's
and it is the book that grabbed me,
Uh-huh.
that
hold still with it so she can get it on camera.
Yeah, let me zoom in a little bit here.
Seriously.
Okay.
Right. Anyway, where was I? The first book is about I am,
Uh-huh.
and it teaches you who you are.
Uh-huh.
And you say it over and over, I am that I am. I am this, or whatever it is you want to be. Okay? And
With
that
the
you
comma,
are in-
with the comma after it, I am.
I am.
Always, because what you're doing is referring back to the God essence,
Uh-huh.
that you understand that you're God, and the God essence understands that you're God. You're confirming it on both
And
ends.
he refers to Christ, and meaning that you are the Christness. The
Christ essence.
Conscious.
Christ
Christ
consciousness.
consciousness.
It's just, yes.
Right, Christ consciousness. So
You
that's
have
what the
trouble
first
hearing?
book is about.
Mm-hmm.
And if you
Kind of.
want to, okay,
It's all right.
If you want to read the first book, if you want to read the first book, you can. But
And you should.
and you probably should. But I think they're advanced enough to go to book 2.
Annie for sure,
I
because
didn't know
she
anything when I read
knows
it.
about the I am presence.
I have.
Asking It Is Given is one of, I love
Oh,
that
yes,
book. It's one of
that's
my
good.
favorite.
Are they Christians? Is that from Christian teaching or is that spiritual?
No,
No,
that's
I don't know
spiritual.
them. Okay, no, I don't know.
There's
There
lot,
is
and
a
understand
there.
all these books and stuff that are
Go
out
to
there.
YouTube
Take from it
and you'll
what
hear her
resonates
actually
with
talking
you.
and-
Okay.
Everything
So
is
it's
through
very
their filters.
Right.
I will say that you have a better filter because you know how to connect, or you will know how to connect
Right.
back to
Right.
God
Right.
and get your answers directly, where they don't do that. They don't know that they can do that. Some of the stuff does come through, but some of the stuff also comes through their filters.
Right.
When you go back and connect yourself on that spiritual level back to God, you remove the filters.
Yeah.
When you
Yes,
put
yes.
yourself in trance, you remove those filters. The filters are not allowed.
Plus, I think we're all given what we need to wake up.
Right. Yeah, again,
Because there's so
that's
many
true.
out there that they're the same. They're all saying the same thing. We need what we read is right for us.
Yes.
Exactly.
It's been brought to us for a
So
reason.
that's what I
Put
tell
it down.
Annie.
If it's not time, you'll put the book
Yeah.
down.
Right.
I went
Go
through.
back to it.
I went
I've
through
gone
the
back.
3 books of conversations with God in a week. I couldn't put it down, and that's when I was so broken,
Oh my god.
and
Another
it
one
just,
is just amazing.
I was just like, oh my God. And the knowing, and I call it the knowing. The
Yeah.
knowing flowed
Yes.
into me
Yeah.
that was so unbelievable. I was going around telling people stuff I didn't know I knew.
Yeah.
And this was all about pizza, by the way.
It's all about, you know, it's funny. And
I've
when
got
I
everyone's
was
order now.
23 was when I first read book 1 of Conversations with God. And the seeds were planted. I didn't read it again to 2003.
Till I got it right, and I
Whatever.
said, Mary, you have to read these.
The first time I read it, I mean, it was like I was at a point in my life because it was really big. It just came out in the early 90s, and everybody's reading this book, so I said, I'm going to read it. But at that point, I'm reading it. I'm 23, and I'm sitting there going, you know, I was in shock at some of the stuff I was reading. I had to put it down, and it was like, oh my God, are you sure this isn't the devil?
And, that,
This is, you know,
and so that's true. Remember I was telling you
But I
about me
loved
going
it.
to Edgar
I loved
Casey,
how-
living
yes.
there, and having that connection, and
Yeah.
trying to go, but it was not time for
Right.
me
Yeah.
to have that knowledge.
yeah.
Well, I do have to tell you this. This is how we came on the book. When my husband left me, and he took everything, and I had a yard sale to make money, I had a box of books. This man walked up to me, picked up Conversations with God out of my box of books that I never bought. I didn't have. I wasn't, never even thought
never
about
thought she
God,
bought the book.
anything. And he handed it to me and he said, have you read this book? And I said,
Wow.
no. I said, do you want to buy it? And he goes, no. He says, I was just wondering, he's going through it like this. He says, I'm just wondering if you read it. And I said, no, I haven't read it. I said, that's not my book. And I looked at Val, and I said, Val, did you put one of your books in my box? I said, I wouldn't have a book on God in my box.
Oh my
And
gosh.
yeah, I have no idea where that book ever came from.
Goosebumps.
And he didn't want to buy it, so I put it back in the box. So never even thought anything else about it then until a couple weeks later. Then because he gave me his card because he was a psychic, and he told me when I called him, he said he was on his way to Miami to do a heal or Miami to do a healing. And he said when he was going by Port St. Lucie, he got a message that said, "Get off! You're going to a yard sale." And that was Tom, and he got off, and he said when he was walking up, he said, I saw more angels around you than I have ever seen around anybody because I was so broken. They were all coming in to heal me. So when he gave me his card, like a couple of weeks later, I called him, and he started telling me all of this then, and of course I'm crying on the phone. And I didn't read the book. So what I did instead was, because I was walking every day, because the walking was helping me to just, I was crying while I was walking, like what you said. So I downloaded the books, the audio books, on tape. So I was listening to those while I was walking. And as I walked the Roosevelt Bridge every day. And as I was walking it and listening to this, everything opened up. Auras. I would call Mary and go, oh my God, I saw auras. I saw cars going by and auras are flying off of them. And the lights have auras just shining, these beams of light just shot like they're going up to heaven. And I'm like, oh my God, Mary. And I'm like, you have to listen to this. This is true. This is so true. I know all of it. I remember. It's like I remembered everything in those books, and I never heard them before that.
So she said auras, not orbs. Orbs are different.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and y'all get to see those too.
A orb showed up in my bedroom. These beautiful
Blue
purple,
and purple,
purpley blue, turquoise,
right.
swirly orbs. One hat hung on the bottom of my bed every night, and I would just lay there and look at it. And two hung above my bedroom door every night.
So these are entities, okay, that are on, I think they're in the 8th dimension, that come, and you ask for them. You absolutely ask for someone to come help you. So here they are, giving you that energy
Yeah.
and letting you know that everything is okay.
Yeah.
So when you saw them, you immediately felt, how did you feel?
Oh, I felt wonderful. Oh, I couldn't thank them enough.
Right.
It was just, but they were doing things every night too. They took me on journeys through space. I even said, I want to know what it's like to die, because I wanted to die. And they took me. I felt like a vacuum. It just went whoosh to the other side. And I saw a light, and then whoosh, they brought me right back again.
So we can do that. That's open to you. The Keswick records, which is in the Christian knowledge, is the book of knowledge. It's open to everyone. The temple of healing, which some people see it as a temple or a building, and then they see the throne, where you'll go and sit on it. Some people don't see the throne. Some people will put themselves in a different place. But wherever it is a place of healing. Whether you decide to be out in the forest or sitting on the throne, it doesn't matter. Each person is different. But the idea is that it is open to you at any time. And I taught you how to do the thumb and finger together. And so you want healing. You give yourself that intention to go there. Boom, you're there. So Mary, I'm going to do that with you now.
Oh, okay.
What?
Pizza.
Oh, pizza! Back to the pizza. Yes.
This I've been asking since 9 this morning.
So this.
I've got a book of
it's
creation, but not knowledge, so give me some knowledge of pizza.
Okay, so I want a vegetarian pizza, and y'all are open to anything that you want and anything that you want.
Veggie.
Everybody wants veggie.
Yeah.
Okay, so my sister
I'm
doesn't
not
like
going
veggie.
because I don't like veggie and I only eat meat, so I'm not gonna go get y'all cooking.
No, you're gonna go get one for yourself,
Yeah,
and
get
then
one.
they're gonna change their mind and
you
take
know
a
I
slice
would not
just to
go
see.
get your pizza. Huh?
Do they
Not
have,
not.
do they have a pineapple at the hand?
I can ask.
If they don't, if they have that, I prefer that, but if they don't,
Is
then
it right?
veggies.
Okay, you want a whole one, a small one? Small. Okay. And
Whatever you want,
whatever I want.
and two
I don't want anything, so what else would they like? All vegetarians.
vegetarian pizzas, and so you can get a small for her and a small meat lovers for you. Well, I might want to share that with you later.
No, I'm not getting anything.
She's not sharing.
I did
I'm paying for it. You have no choice.
Let me see the green. When I see the green, then I'll know how I'm gonna order.
You'll see the plastic.
Well, when I get the plastic, I'll know how to order. When I see it. I'm kidding.
Excuse me for just a minute. I'm going to take a travel to the journey of the land of money.
I'm only kidding, but what I want to know is, I gotta go get the number and call. I'll do it.
I think I'll turn it off.
Thing was good. I thought it was
Oh,
great.
okay. Well, I got that.
Different scenarios of me doing inductions.
Yeah.
Every single time I'd drift off and I'd come back and I'd open my eyes and I'm doing an induction. And I'm doing an induction. I'm with this person, that person. I was like, oh Lord. The whole night was training on these inductions.
And so, who are you?
I'm not.
And what do you do?
I work.
What are you? What are you?
Oh, well, I'm a hypnotist.
Of course.
In the top 10%.
In the top
And the
10.
top 10% is correct.
That's right.
I
Yes.
want to know what I do at night when I go to sleep. Like, where am I going and what am I doing?
So I told you how to do that.
How?
So how do you do it? You give yourself that intention that when you wake up in the morning, they will wake you up, and you understand who they are, right?
Yeah.
So I don't have to go through this every time. They will wake you up before you get up and go and do your whatever you do in the morning. You will lay there without moving, okay? And then they will let you bring that back. If you have to go and pee, you will go ahead and do that, go to the urinate, whatever, take care of business. You will have these ideas and stuff that they wanted you to know, continuing. Anything that you can do in your normal state of being, you can do then too, of course. So the dream and everything, you get to remember all that. Only if you start
Okay. with that
by
intention.
not moving
Yeah.
and start
See,
bringing it in.
I'll get
After
little
that-
tiny flashes when I first wake up. Like the other day, I got a message. Something must have been going on, and they said, "Don't worry about it. We're going to wash over the planet on Monday." And then I seen this black thing, this tool like this. They had black things coming out of it, and they said, "We're going to wash over the planet on Monday. So don't
Cleanse
worry."
it, yeah.
So I'm wondering what. You know, I want to know
Is
what
this next
happened.
Monday or has it already happened?
No, this is past Monday.
It's already
They
happened.
said, "Don't worry about it. Nothing's going to happen. We're going to wash over the planet on Monday." And they showed me this tool, or like a little rocket.
So you get to ask them what it's about. And if you're supposed to know, then they'll give you the answer. It's always with the caveat that, so that if it would do you harm to know it, you're not going to know it. They gave you exactly what you were supposed to hear,
Yeah.
and just let it go.
Okay.
Unless,
And then you'll have later
You must
deja
set 'em
vu.
up.
Well, is it pizza time again?
please let me do this.
No. The answer's no. You cannot do it.
Take another delay.
I don't
please.
want to say anything, but my sister in a past life could have been an actress.
Pineapple, onion, and bacon. Would you like me to ask them to leave the onion and bacon on?
No, it can all be on for me.
Okay, I like your style. Okay, and the rest of you, your vegetarian will include mushroom, onion, tomato, black olives, green peppers, garlic, and extra cheese.
And on part of
Is
it,
there
I would like to
anything
have
that we
hot
don't-
peppers. Oh, well, I got hot peppers here, so it doesn't matter.
That's perfect. That's
Yeah,
perfect.
Hot
perfect for me
peppers?
too.
No,
No
what
hot
you just
peppers?
said,
Do I hear
that's
y'all
what
say
you
hot
said.
peppers?
No, but I do like hot peppers, so I'll share.
So on half of it, just that.
Regular peppers.
Don't worry about it. I won't put the peppers on here.
Yeah, just order it like it says.
Yeah, Lord. Bless you, my daughter. Go.
Okay,
Was an actress.
That's
And a
it,
good
right?
one.
Oh, she is. Listen, my mom knew 1,001 different ways to trip you up with questions. My sister could counteract each one. Me, I couldn't remember my name. I knew right away I better tell the truth, or I'm going to get the beating of a lifetime that I don't deserve.
Exactly.
She reminds me of my aunt.
She was very good at it. In fact, I even believed a lot of her lies. I mean, it's like,
She was so.
let me tell you what.
Grandmother be
You need to turn this off. This part you need to turn off.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to. $10 for a cup of coffee. Who the hell did
She
I say
shares
real?
that
You're not
kind saying the
recording.
same. Let me save it in gold or something.
I would want to drink it. I'm going to save it.
It's like, I don't
And
know,
it's
man.
sippy.
Yeah.
Where does
Yeah.
it come from with those? But that's just, you
Some
know.
people, yeah.
She was born
But
in
that's what she was
1931.
told to do.
Right.
And so some of that has come through with Barbara. And so she has to pick it from this menu over here
Yeah.
because she does not think that she's worth this over here.
Yeah.
So she's constantly balancing things back and forth as to her worth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the same. I see that with my mom too, and and as awake as she is on her journey too, and well, this is where I've switched though, which is so nice. But I see her; she's still out of balance with some of it. I mean, I don't think she's to that extreme. She was a little past that generation, but her parents were that generation.
Okay.
So she got taught that.
But hers is, and she's always, oh my gosh, so she kind of intertwines the laws of the universe. She understands some of it, so it's kind of mixing. Where I can see, but then I'll tell her, I'll bring her up sometimes, and I'll say, she'll be like, and you'll never believe I've been calling this in, and then I stopped at this thrift store, and everything's more about going to the thrift stores, going to the yard sales and stuff, and she's like, and guess what, it was there, which is wonderful. But I can still see she hasn't quite leaned to the I am or
right. And
the
allowing
goddess in
that,
me.
going to the thrift store and going to
Which
yard
is nothing
sales
wrong
is
with that,
fine.
right? But there's still
Okay,
a
but
balance.
now there's another part that you can allow yourself.
But experience both then.
The both
sum
things,
of
the
both.
balance.
Experience, like you said, the goddess or the royalty of it too. Go get the jewels in the Starbucks or whatever.
But you know what? My mom, she goes to the casino all the time.
And thinks nothing of it, probably.
So she's okay with that?
Yeah, and she wanted to buy a new rug for her bathroom, and we were shopping, and I'm like, buy it. She takes it out of the cart. No, I says, Mom, buy the goddamn rug. No, I says, you could go spend $50 at the casino, and you're not gonna buy this
more.
rug. And she went,
Right.
you're right. I'm buying the rug.
And so that's the software that gets put in, and that gets put in from everybody.
Yeah.
And your teachers, everybody, your doctors and stuff, you know, they teach you, well, you need to shop for prescriptions and stuff, which if you want to use prescriptions, you should shop for them because...
I got a question. It's
Yeah.
blinking red and it says R.
Recording?
But I already pressed the record button a while ago, so.
up to your head. And
Downloaded the information.
It's stuck.
So let's
It's stuck.
it's stuck. So let's find out what it is. All
Okay.
right. So, okay, so...
Is the card full? Or is this a smaller card?
No, it's the same card. And so I'm thinking that it's saying that you don't have any time left on that card.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
We're finished with it, so...
Okay, so do you have
Now
another
that's what I think, and so let's turn it off.